Hello folks, my name is Jonathan Milam and I am a Mouthpiece Addict. All seriousness, I have 2 drawers of mouthpieces and a little extra. Probably about 60 or 70 mouthpieces, which is not bad. I heard that Doc Severinsen, when he was getting ready to move to Mexico, had a bathtub full of mouthpieces, all close to a 5 rim that he got rid of. Anyway, I'm going to be discussing 12 Bob Reeves mouthpieces. 12. We'll call them the Dirty Dozen. How's that? Listen, one thing I want to mention right off the bat, it's never too early to hit that like button. That's a thumbs up. Google likes people that get lots of thumbs up. And that would be nice. Okay, I'm going to start off with the deepest mouthpiece that I have. It's a trumpet flugel piece. That is a very, very large throat. Trying to get it up against the wall so you can see. It's an 11 drill and very deep, dark sound. Your system's working properly, but the mouthpiece will definitely sound flugelish. I'm going to be using the same horn through all of this. It is an Olds recording from 1952. I wouldn't take any Olds if it wasn't from the LA plant. Just kidding. If you have a Fullerton you'd like to send me, I'll take it. But this is from 52. Wonderful recording. Kind of a middle-of-the-road horn, not too shrill, not too dead. Thought it would work well for this. Starting off again with a Reeves C2J. That's his trumpet flugel mouthpiece. I'll turn down the volume on the mic, and we'll be good to go, and I won't say a whole lot more as we keep going, just mostly playing the horn. Okay, I'm going to do Give Me That Old Time Religion, and I'll just use that. Great trumpet flugel mouthpiece. Okay, next I'm going to be going to 24B is what he calls this. This is going to be probably very close to the 5B. Quite deep, 24 drill, and very hearty tone. Not quite so flugelish as the C2J, but Bob Reeves 24B. Excuse me. 42B. It is a 24 drill. All right, next is the mouthpiece I've been using more than any other lately. It's a 42, which is equal to about a Bach 3 ID. He calls it his 42C. So this is going to be similar to a 3C. Now, to my way of thinking, that is the trumpet sound. Now, when you leave the C, you're going up into a little bit more of a commercial mouthpiece, I would think. This is his 42, I want the 42M. Okay, this is his 42M. A little shallower than the C that we just used, 69 backbore, 25 throat. Now I'm going to raise the song up a quarter, just because, you know, why play low when you've got a slightly shallower mouthpiece. Okay, like that M, and really, that's about as shallow as I care to go on a mouthpiece. I'm certainly not a lead player, you can probably tell that. But the next mouthpiece we have is a lead mouthpiece. This is Bob's 42 SV, so it's a shallow V is what he calls this. Again, the drill, I say throat and I mean drill. The drill is a 25. Looks like the throat has been opened up just a little bit, but his mouthpieces have such great balance between the throat and the drill size, the cup depth. It's really nice. Okay, we'll stay in that same key. Okay, and again, that was his shallow V. Very, very nice mouthpiece. Okay, those are the straight Reeves that I have. I don't have the V, I don't have the D, but we do have most of them. But I have Purviance pieces now, and a lot of them will kind of slip into the cracks. Now this is quite a bit like the 42C, going to be quite a bit like the 3C, except it has a 25 drill. This is the Purviance, let me see, 9A, and it's a little more of a V cup than the C cup is. So it's got one size larger drill, it's a 25, that could have been customized, and then it's about the same depth, slightly shallower than the C, but it's more of a V cup. And this one was customized. I use a 41 rim, which is like a 7C rim, except it's a lot more comfortable, but that's about the diameter. This, the 9A is a little larger mouthpiece, I understand, the Purviance 9A, but what he did, he shrunk this down to the proportions so it would fit the 41 or 7 type rim. Boy, I'm just getting used to the cold mouthpiece when I set it down and try another one. Okay, now this is the Purviance 8, P8. George Rollins spoke of this mouthpiece, and he said it ought to be in the Mouthpiece Hall of Fame. And a great mouthpiece, a little shallower than I like, but a very nice 27, 26 drill right around there. Pretty shallow, but it's a C cup type. Definitely a bowl cup, let me say, but fairly shallow, and gets a really vibrant tone. Okay, P8, the Purviance 8, great mouthpiece. Now this was the first Reeves mouthpiece I had. It's the Purviance 6, and just a good general mouthpiece. It's not real shallow, but it's definitely a commercial sound. And I think actually the rim for this is either a 40.5 or a 41.5, just a little smaller than the 7 box 7C rim, or slightly larger. I use the 41 rim, which again is like a 7C, but great mouthpiece. 27 drill, and just a great piece. All right, that's the Purviance 6. Now, when I started playing trumpets, I went to Trumpet Herald a lot, and I would see people that were selling rims to mouthpieces. And I thought, why in the world would somebody need a mouthpiece that the rim would come off of? You know, I thought, what a waste of money, really. Nothing like dissing something you don't understand, is there? But in the process of time, when I was still in school, I played a Bach 1, and it's a big mouthpiece. I was duetting a lot with my dad. He played trombone, and I wanted a big sound, so that's just got the biggest mouthpiece that I could within reason, and played it for a while. Then I got went a little smaller, and I used the Warburton 4 series for a while. Great mouthpieces. And every time I downsized, I'd have to sell everything that I had. Then I went to a Bach 10.5 size. I played the Marcinowitz shoe 1.5 for several years. 1.75 is a little deeper, 1.25 is a little shallower. And every time that I'd switch sizes of rims, you got to get rid of everything. But you can use this under part, and if you decide, like if I decided to go to a 3 or a 5, Bach 3 or 5, just a little larger than the 7 that I'm using now, I'd only have to get 42 rims, get 2 or 3 of them. And you don't have to get rid of all your mouthpieces, you just switch rims. So I use a 41 Reeves rim, which again is like a 7C. But if I do decide to go larger, I've got a 42 already. If I've got 2 or 3 of them, that's plenty for 12 mouthpieces, because you're probably not going to use more than 2 or 3 mouthpieces for a concert or a gig or whatever you're doing. Okay. Let's see what we've got here. Should be a P3, and it is. This is a P3. I believe this one was customized because I see a little brass bowled out a little bit, so it's a very, very kind of bowl cup. 28 drill, I believe still. Slightly enlarged throat. Nice piece. This would fit better on a 43 or even a 43.5 rim, but I use it with a 41. Just what I do, doesn't bother me. But what you get is just a little bit of gap, if you can see it, where the rim, which is about 1/4 inch, meets the cup. Doesn't bother me, but you might be able to see just a little shadow in there where the rim meets the cup. Okay, the Purviance 3. Very nice, very nice. That's a Purviance 3. Okay, now this, I actually called. John Snell works at the Reeves shop. Such a very, very kind guy. I've emailed him a few times and asked him, what is this? Because I buy these on eBay or Trumpet Herald. This is a mouthpiece that is, again, I believe it's been altered. You can see a little brass there. But still, anyway, it's marked a 1B. It does have a 28 drill, slightly relaxed throat, fairly shallow. In fact, it really would remind me somewhere between the medium and the shallow of a regular Reeves, but this is a Purviance blank, as you can see, and it's got quite a small, the outer shank is maybe what that one is for. It'll sit a little deeper in the receiver than some mouthpieces. Good piece here. And that's just the one marked 1B that I've got. Okay, what do we have here? All that was marked on this one, and it was an alteration, it's got a 3 and a 7. A 3 and a 7. Again, it looks like somebody deepened the cup, It's a slight V, and again, on this one, I believe we have a 28 drill. Okay, I think that only leaves us one remaining. And this is marked a VX. VX. I talked to the guy that ordered this, and it's pretty deep, like Bob's V, but he wanted a 24 drill, and Bob usually puts a 28 drill on his V's, if I remember correctly. The guy wanted a 24, but it's about a 28. I use a 41 rim on this. It probably fit a 42 or 43 perfectly, but I don't think it hinders the sound. So again, a fairly deep mouthpiece, not a real enlarged throat, just settles gradually into that 28 drill size. I think that's a dozen mouthpieces that we have run across. I think we've covered about all of them. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. Again, that thumbs up button is the one that you want to hit, the like button. We did a video a couple of days ago of several olds that I came into the recording. A Mendez, I got an Ambassador, and I've had for several months a Super. We'll probably be doing individual recordings of those, but not until after Thanksgiving. Hope things are going well. We are in the midst of a crisis with COVID, unemployment, states shutting down, and in fact, I had COVID about a month ago, almost exactly a month ago. I still have a little nagging cough, as you can tell. Other than that, feel good. I've been back to work. Gave it to my wife. Just, a little something you want to give to somebody that you love. But she's doing quite well also. As always, love the comments. If you've got experience with some Reeves, your favorites, what you like, what you thought sounded good, always good to hear from you. Do take care. Have a great day.